Do you know how long you need to be keeping all of your records and supporting documentation? I know that there are some of you out there that aren't even keeping them for a day or storing them properly, let alone keeping them for the amount of time that you're supposed to be keeping them in case you were to ever go under audit or have any questions. And so I want to go through some of the rules from the IRS on record retention and keeping your records, plus give you some tips about how to best manage those. So when you are keeping documents related to your tax returns, which if you are in business, that is basically everything related to expenses that you are deducting in your business or recording. So you want to make sure that you are keeping receipts and approvals and all of those things. So for 3 years following the date of the tax return being filed. So if you filed it on March 15th, it would be 3 years from March 15th. If you filed it at extension in September, it would be 3 years from September. If you filed it early, it goes by the due date of the return. So if you filed it in February, it still would be 3 years from March. So you're wanting to keep those documents for 3 years from the date of the return being filed. Now, if you were filing a claim for an overpayment resulting from a bad debt deduction or a loss from worthless securities, you'll want to make sure that you're keeping your records for 7 years. 7 years from the date of filing. So March 15th, 2021, you filed your tax return. You want to keep all the records until March 15th, 2028. If you filed with extension, again, it'll go to September. If you filed early, good for you, but you still have to keep your records from March 15th, the due date of your business return. So those are for taxes, income tax returns, for your business tax return, your personal tax return. If you have deductions and documents for that, you need to be keeping those as well. Now for payroll taxes, for any employment taxes, you want to be keeping documents for 4 years from the filing due date. So again, it's based off the due date of the returns or the date of filing, whichever is later. You want to keep the payroll tax documents for 4 years. So I recommend storing everything electronically. And I know many of you out there, especially in the construction industry, are still a lot of paper pushers, and you're dealing with a lot of paper and printed stuff. But if anything were to happen to your office, to wherever you are storing those documents, if you were to lose anything that's big or having to go through, it's just kind of a pain to have to go back and recapture those documents. So I would strongly suggest you start to get a document imaging system going or saving on. Either if you have an on-site server, you're backing it up off-site and making sure everything is stored on the computer. So kind of getting to that minimal paper document system. Make sure it's easily organized and attainable so that if you were to go through an audit, it is seamless, painless. The more that they see that you are organized, that you have documents, the less they're going to dig through things, the less questions they're going to ask. If they see that you are keeping track of all those things, it's going to be a much better process for you through that audit if you were to get one. So keep good records. If you're like, oh shit, I haven't done anything, I don't have any documents for the last 3 to 7 years, Start now. Start today. Make sure 2021 you come up with a great system for filing the documents, storing the documents, and keep everything in a secured, organized fashion. So if you have any questions, let us know and we will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.